Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about the trim on the Model 3. Now, a lot of people with the earlier models, mine's a 2019 model, have this issue with the trim around the doors. Now, my one doesn't quite align with this back angled piece here, and on my car, it's kind of the same on both sides. This is a bit lower than this piece. I guess that, it looks symmetrical, it's okay. And you can actually take this door off and actually move the whole door up. And if I take a closer look, it does kind of look like the door is a little bit lower than the body itself, maybe 2 millimeters lower. I'm not game enough to take off my door and move it up, but what I discovered was you can actually quite easily remove this chrome trim here. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to try and move this chrome up maybe 2 or 3 millimeters just to reduce the look of this misalignment. And I think if I do that, the whole door will just kind of look aligned already. So I've actually already kind of made this loose on the other side. So let's hop to the other side and take a look at what I've done there. Okay, so this is on the right side of the car. I've already loosened this up, and as you can see, I've moved it too much, and this trim is now way higher than the rear part there. Now, I obviously haven't finished with it. I've just loosened it, and the idea is I'm going to try and wedge something inside, just to give it a little 2 or 3 millimeters of height, and hopefully that should make it align with this. So if I open the door, hopefully you guys can see this. So this is the trim. It just kind of grips onto the metal part with the two rubber seals. So if you just kind of grab it on both edges and just push up, it will slowly start coming off the door. And then that should give you enough clearance to just wedge something between the red metal part and the inside of that chrome trim. So I'm going to try and do that and see if I can make this alignment just appear a little bit better. Okay, so I think I've finished playing with this trim on this side, and I think that's as close as I can get it. It's visually, it looks, almost perfect. Haven't moved the door, obviously, and I think that's good enough for me. It just looks visually a bit smoother, which is fine. All I did was I just wedged some double-sided tape on the metal part and then basically just pushed the chrome trim back onto it. That gave it about 2 or 3 millimeters of height, and it makes it, pretty close to aligned. So what I'm going to do now is hop over to the other side and see if I can get the whole process on camera for you guys. All right, so this is the other side of the car. Now I put you guys on a tripod. So basically what you want to do is you kind of want to just grab hold of this trim and just pull it upwards. On the inside, it's kind of easy. There's a bit of area for you to grab. On the outside is a bit harder. I don't recommend using your nails. You're probably gonna screw your nails. So if you have a plastic pry tool, something like this, that'll be very helpful. I'm gonna use a bit of cloth as well. So basically you kind of wanna lift this on the inside as high as you can. I'll try and do this now. It's gonna be quite difficult. Once you've got a little bit of clearance, you kind of wanna stick your cloth in there and then also stick your pry tool inside. And then just once it's inside, you want to give it a upwards force. It does feel like you're breaking something, but give it some pressure and then you should be able to get it off. And once it's loose, the whole piece will just come up. And if you keep pulling, the whole thing will come off. Now, don't pull too much because all we care about is this last edge here. So I'm going to move the camera to give you guys a closer look. Okay, so the chrome piece basically just sits on top of the red metal part here. Just basically grips onto it. So I'll see if I can go underneath. Let you guys take a look. Hopefully that focuses. Yeah, so it's kind of just like almost like a C or an N-shaped kind of channel, just sits on top of that metal thing there. It's just gripped on by the plastic on the edges. So yeah, you do have to apply some force, pushing it upwards, but once you've loosened it, it just comes straight off and it's quite easy to move afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some double-sided tape just on this end to give it maybe 2 or 3 millimeters of extra height, and hopefully that should align this chrome trim piece with the rest of the body. Okay, here's some double-sided tape. I'm not even going to bother peeling off the second edge. I'm just going to put this straight on top and then just wedge it inside. So let's see if I can try and do that on camera. So yeah, just give it a quick clean, any dust. You don't want to get any dust on the tape. Just gonna put it straight straight in like that and just fold it over enough. Yep, should be good. And I'm just going to try and press it back in. While I'm pressing it in, I'm going to observe from the other end just to see if it's straight. Looks pretty good. I'm going to try and close the door and see what it looks like. Not bad. First try. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that actually. I'll move the camera closer so you guys can take a closer look. Okay, so there it is there. I would say that's as close as perfect as I'm gonna get it. I didn't move the door, as I mentioned, and all I did was move the trim up a tiny little bit. You can't even see if this gap is any bigger, to be honest. It looks almost uniform across the trim here. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, if your trim is a bit low, or maybe even a bit high, consider just pulling that off, adjusting it a little bit with some double-sided tape. And I think the results will be, you'll be very happy with the results, I think. So yeah, that's about it. I hope this was useful, and thanks for watching.